I would like to assess one of your letters, Alice, today. Let's go through the letter one by one. So this one, you have written down Miss Susanna Bates, the senior nurse, Abrina Nursing Home, 19 to 21, Victoria Street, Ashfield. That's good. Yeah, all these things are good. So you are able to write down the address, his contact details properly, line by line. So that's good. And then you have written on 9 September 2009. That's also good. And then you have written on Dear Miss Bates, comma. So you have used the surname of the addressee. That's good. I'm happy for you. And you have written down the reference details of the patient. Reference is Mr. Benjamin, age 63. Is this the full name of the patient as per the case notes?
Yes.
Okay, so they didn't give the first name or the surname. Okay, so then if that's the case, then you can use the whatever the name that you have received. Okay, in the case notes. That's all right. Age 63. That's good. I'm writing to discharge Mr. Benjamin, who was admitted to our hospital 4 days ago. Ooh. Okay, 4 is a plural noun, isn't it? Am I right? Yes. So what do we need to do in that case? So 4 days ago. That's wrong. It's 4 days ago. Okay. You need to use the singular and plural nouns carefully. Okay. If the number is more than one, then you have to use a plural noun after them. Okay. And underwent a
Yes.
total hip replacement. Okay. Whenever there was an admission and then there is an operation, usually you can just ignore the admission. You can just simply mention who has undergone total hip replacement. And you don't need to use a replacement. That doesn't make sense. Okay.
Mm.
So in this case, a total hip replacement. In here, remove a from this phrase. Okay, please.
Mm.
And when there is an admission and the operation, it's better to use just the operation. So you can say, I'm writing to discharge Mr. Benjamin, comma, who has undergone or who underwent a total hip replacement surgery, comma, to your nursing home for ongoing care and management after his discharge today. That would be much better. Okay. You don't need to,
Mm.
okay, when only if there is a complaint. Remember that only if there is a complaint, you have to mention that. But if there is an operation is more important than the admission. Okay, do you know what I mean? So you can simply mention that he who underwent. Okay, in this case we can write who underwent total hip replacement. Okay, that's it. That would be all right. You don't need to include both the admission and then the operation, so it's not needed. All right. Okay. I hope you understand this. Let's go to the next paragraph. Mr. Benjamin has been diagnosed with the osteoarthritis in 2005, which required the above surgery. Okay, so the year is 2009, isn't it? But the one is in the past. Is that correct? So you're writing this letter on the 9th of September 2009, and you said that he was diagnosed with this as osteoarthritis in 2005. Didn't he undergo any surgery after that?
No.
No, not at all. Okay. After the surgery, he has been on medications including Ramipril 5 milligrams to control air hypertension and aspirin 100 milligrams. Okay, good. That's good. All right. So if that's the case, I'm really concerned because this one, this he has been suffering from this particular condition like osteoarthritis in 2005, and he didn't take any surgery at that time, right?
Yes.
So he underwent only. Okay. All right. Yep. That's fine. Then it's okay. Let's go to the next one. Um, what during Mr. Benjamin's hospitalization, sorry, daily dressing were performed. Okay, remember this. When you use the singular noun that is daily dressing, we have to use was. It's not where, isn't it? You need to be careful. So daily dressing was. So what you have written on, you have mentioned daily dressing were performed. Okay, that's not good. Daily dressing was performed. Okay, got it. We need to always proofread every sentence to see whether the noun and the verb are in line. Okay, I mean, if you use a singular noun, you need to use a singular verb only. If you use a plural noun, then you have to use a plural noun only. Do you understand what I mean? So if you used where, it's only for the plural nouns. Okay, for example, it could be you were, we were, they were. All right, I mean, all those things that are falling under the category of plural nouns need were in the past. Okay.
Yes.
So please be careful about that. Okay, right, let's go to the next one. That's a minor mistake, but still it's not good. Okay. All right, so daily dressing was performed and stretching exercises were undertaken. That's good. So stretching exercises, because that's a plural noun, so you mentioned plural noun. That's good. Where undertaken is all right. Perfect. Mr. Benjamin's hemoglobin level was dropped to 71 after the surgery, but was normal following, what did he say? What was normal to 112. So you have mentioned but was normal to 112, right? Isn't it? Now, so
Yes.
what you could have done is that you could have mentioned like but was normal following 3 units of red blood cells transfusion. Okay. Now, following the transfusion of 3 units of red blood cells. So in this case, it's not correct. Okay. Okay. Let's say you could have said, okay, but was normal to 1112. This could have been changed, what you can say, but has become but has become but has become normal at 112. Okay, this would have been much better. But was normal to 1112. That's wrong. Okay, so you should say following transfusion of 3 units of red blood cells. So instead of writing 3 units 3 units of red blood cells transfusion, it's better to say transfusion of 3 units of red blood cells. Okay, this is much better. All right. Okay, let's go to the next one. He has made good progress and can ask to walk. So and can able to. Okay, can we use can and able together? That's wrong, because they are the same thing. And can able to.
Could.
No. That's wrong. You should say either I am and he is able to. Okay, he is able to, or
Or could be able to.
he could be able to. Yeah, that's also okay. Otherwise, you can say he could walk. That's it. He could walk or something. You don't need to use or can. Even you can use can. That's all right. But could is more formal. Okay, than can. All right. So can and able never go together. No, never. If you use them together in speaking or writing, then you are committing a grammatical mistake. Okay, so don't use can able together. That's wrong. All right, let's go to the next one. All right. Okay, so what's the next one? Able to walk and is able to walk. Okay, so that could have been much better. We able to walk with the wheelie walker. That's good. Although he doesn't have dementia. Wow, that's a good structure. Anyway, good sentence structure. He presented this what is it, disorient behavior, isn't it? This, yeah,
Disoriented. Sorry.
disorientated. That's correct. Yes, disorient is incorrect. So you knew the mistakes when we read together. All right,
Yes, I didn't mention.
behavior. So this must be disorientated, orientated behavior. Okay. That's wrong. So these are the silly mistakes, isn't it? They could have been rectified easily. All right. During the recovery period, possibly caused by anesthetic or anesthesia. Anesthetic is an adjective. Anesthesia is a noun. You can say possibly caused by anesthetic effect. Otherwise, you can say possibly caused by anesthesia. You need to know what form you would like to use. Okay, anesthesia. Anesthesia would be all right.
Yes.
Sorry, anesthesia. Yeah. Yes, I have to use yes in between. Sorry. So anesthesia. Okay. Otherwise, you can say when you say anesthetic, that's wrong. This is wrong. Okay, so you have to use anesthesia. Okay, otherwise anesthetic effect. All right, either of them is correct.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the next one. After Mr. Benjamin's discharge, could you please administer Panadin Fort 6 tablets daily to release her pain? Can you see this? Is it release or relieve?
Ready.
Release, but release, what you have written on is release. That's wrong. That's wrong. You have to say release. It's not release, but relieve. Okay. All right. What would be the next one? Also, encouraging him to undertake exercise is highly recommended. That's a good strategy. That's good. That's really good because you are putting object in a here. Okay. So this is the object until here. Encouraging him to undertake exercise is good. That's a good thing. That's a good strategy. Okay. Lastly, he still requires to use equipments. Okay, I will tell you this. Equipments is an uncountable noun, unfortunately. Okay. All right. So when you say equipments, then it is incorrect. It's only equipment. Equipment itself act as a noun. Act as a singular noun and a plural noun, which means it is uncountable. You don't need to put like equipments at the end. Okay.
Sorry, sir. Equipment is
Equipment itself is an
uncountable.
uncountable noun. Yes, I mean you don't need to add yes at the end, which is similar to information. We don't say informations. Information itself is an uncountable noun, so we can use it either for the singular noun or for the plural noun. They don't change. Okay. All right. It's similar
Okay.
to staff. Staff, we don't say staffs. That's wrong. Staff or staff members. If you want to, if you're really keen to use plural nouns, then you have to say staff members. Don't say staffs. That's wrong. Okay. Got it? All right.
Yeah.
Including a wheelie walker and a wet pillow which have been provided by the hospital. In addition, a toilet raiser has been hired from a local medical supplier for 2 weeks. That's good. Yeah, he still requires to use equipment. Okay, yeah, that's good. Apart from this, issue, everything else is all good in this paragraph. Okay, thank you. Let's go to the next one. Thanks for agreeing. Okay, never use thanks in your letter. Why? Well,
Oh,
thanks is
sorry.
an informal
We
phrase.
told you
Okay,
before.
informal
You
phrase.
told
Yeah, you
me.
shouldn't use that. Okay, all right. Avoid the informal phrases, please. You should avoid them. I think I told you this, and that's why I recommend my students to watch my videos quite often, because you may commit the same mistakes once again and in the exam as well if you don't watch, or if you if you're not reminding again and again. Do you know what I mean? These are the silly mistakes, but you should have done that. Okay, you have to say thank you or thank you very much. Okay, so either of them would be all right. Okay, let's go to the next one. Thanks for agreeing to provide care for Mr. Benjamin. If you require more information, please do not hesitate to contact me. That's good. Yours sincerely. Okay, the charge nurse, Cavill Hospital. That's good. So you have written on 221 words. Okay, that's all right. It's not that bad. Okay, let's go to the assessment. Grammar is the main area to be improved. Okay. Look at these things. Okay, the use of articles, for example, use of articles, you can say use of articles could have been better. You need to know where you have to use the articles and where you should not. If there is operation, then you can use he underwent an operation. That's right. To replace his hip. That's good. You can't use a total hip replacement. That's wrong. Okay. And then the use of plural and singular nouns is not that good as well. Okay. So use of plural and singular nouns and verbs could have been improved. Can, able. So you need to know these kinds of phrases. Can, able. All right. 3 units of blood, red blood cells transfusion. That's wrong. So you didn't use the prepositions properly. Okay, so use of prepositions needs attention too. But the good thing is you were able to organize the case notes. Case notes were well organized. Okay, that's a very good structure. Actually, the way that you have been organizing is really good. Well done, you did a good job. Okay, that's one good thing, and you are able to organize them properly in locations so that the reader is able to follow you. So that's a good thing. That's good. And then vocabulary could have been better. With the use of more formal words. Remember that we have to use thank you. Don't use thanks. Okay. Yep. So punctuation marks are good. I'm happy with that. So punctuation marks have been improved a lot. Punctuation marks were used appropriately. I'm happy for you. So that's all good. Okay. Overall task fulfillment is all right as well. So you were able to write down, the within the word limit. Okay, so that's a good thing, and you are able to organize them properly. So the layout is good. You have written down neatly, so that the reader is able to find it out. So overall task fulfillment is fine. I'm happy with that. Okay, all right. Let me give you the expected score. See now, like I think you have been consistently able to get this score. To me, it sounds like a C plus grade letter. Okay, I would give you about, say, 310 out of 500. If you didn't commit these kinds of, at least some of these silly mistakes, okay, some of these mistakes you would have got. If you have got only maybe about 3 to 4 mistakes, then I would have been very happy to give you 350. Okay, you should be able to get 350 for this letter. Everything is good except the issues with the grammar. Okay, particularly the use of singular and plural nouns, singular and plural verbs, some spelling mistake, disorientated actually. And then yeah, so these ones as well. Yeah, spelling could have been better, but apart from that, it's all good.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so now we are able to consistently score at least 300 plus, isn't it? So that's a good thing for you.
Yes, thank you, sir. I made big progress. Follow your
Yeah, after following my strategies and instructions. Yeah, please do watch the videos quite often on YouTube, because whenever you commit any mistakes, you have to go back and then have a look at them. It is always important to train our brains. Okay, our brains depend on your characteristics, would be able to learn faster or slower. Okay, for some people, reading the information or watching video once would be sufficient for them to be able to prevent same mistakes from happening again. But for others, they may need to watch the video maybe twice, or go through the feedback maybe twice or thrice. So it depends. So we don't need to worry too much about it, but that's the way the brain works. And as a result, I would recommend you guys to watch the videos again and again, make notes whenever I provide the feedback or whenever I highlight the mistakes that are committed by the students, just write them down, because in the future you may commit the same mistakes. Okay, so if you make notes on those mistakes, okay, so you will be able to avoid those mistakes in your letter as well.